That's what I sing that. All of the lights. Do, 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 do. Everybody seeing the satellites? I'll be running outside. See if anyone comes in. Oh, don't know how this is going to come out, but I better find out what I was watching. Because a lot of things are matching up now. A lot of things are making sense in my mind. Don't know about anybody else's. 7 people in, the magic number. Hi Raymond Black. Hi John Kennedy. Hi JP. Hi Mary. Hi Violet. Hang on a minute. Hi Carol. Hi D'Angelo. Now this is probably going to make sense to, I think it'll make sense to a lot of you. Some I don't know. Hi Carol. But I'm just thinking how to say this. Hi, My Skies 5D. Yeah, hi JP. Just had a nice chat with JP. And I said that I was going to bring this out. The only way I know how to bring it out is to really just talk about it the way I talk about it. Some people who are new might not get what I'm talking about. But hi Candy Apple. Hang on a minute, what am I doing? So I'm just trying to find out who I was watching this morning. Hi Ollie. So as we know, in this crazy world we live in, a lot of polarities going on and stuff, and this is, I need a pen. I'm never organised because it's just raw. This is a bit like, it is about the Great Awakening, as I was saying today. The Great Awakening is more to do with a bigger Great Awakening behind that, I believe. What's the word where you can say something like you had a vision and you saw this and people might not get it, but really, is it an analogy? I never get the word right of what I mean, even though I know what I mean. 5'5" now is 6 feet by 6 feet. You know, I'm just going to dive straight in. I need a pillow behind my back. You know, there's all this stuff, you know, Q, the Great Awakening with Q and Trump. If you didn't know, Trump's in with Q. Hi, Rachel. Obviously, we all know I'm into that. I don't stay in the rabbit holes. I do not constantly watch all the stuff that's going on with that. I don't feel I need to, because I feel I'm here to do a bit more than that, which I believe a lot of people are here to do. And I do believe it's a divine plan. And I even believe the dark side is part of that divine plan. And funnily enough, listening to, I think it was Magenta Pixie's, not a latest one, because she's done one with an English channel, can't remember what it's called. Hi Dave Wardy, which I'm going to play in a minute and just go through it. There's reasons why Q was brought out to slowly wake people up, to slowly get them looking at what they're looking to, and to get people that might have been looking at stuff in the past back on looking at new stuff, fresh stuff. You know, because a lot of people are on the timeline of the New World Order, or people going, well, we know this happens. A lot of people out there still regurgitating the mainstream media when mainstream media is part of the dark side. There's a lot of people going on about the lights in the sky, and a lot of people, and the news is reporting, oh yes, well, I'm going to have to get my glasses on for this. News flash. So, you know, I believe there's a different story behind what's in the sky, and I'm going to go into that in a minute. But, I thought my dad was in then. But the news say this, don't they? No, I've got a bunny. The news say, we say, oh, there's lights, you know, there could be ships, there could be anything if you get what I'm saying. There could be something from different places, but the news will always say, no, what it is it's satellites. It's satellites. Elon Musk, they're putting satellites up. They've been putting loads up. Loads of satellites. I'm like, yeah. But there's another story that would match up to looking like there's loads of satellites and, oh, you're only looking at satellites. Don't worry about it. We've got an answer for everything. You know, NASA. It's just satellites. Mine's like, really? Yeah, when do they just lurk exactly? It's like, really? Really, Elon Musk, is it? Yeah. So I would say part of just nearly ripped my nose ring out. I believe, and I'm not saying this is true, this is just the way I look at things. Oh, Shiva the Destroyer. Is I believe where we are and who we are isn't where we are and who we truly are. I think, because nobody knows anyway, really. It's not like we've been lied to all our life, is it? If we came to play a game in the 3D realm, from a spiritual realm or an energy realm, but wanted to experience, the only way you can experience 3D is to be in a physical body. That's how you experience certain things, through physical. Makes sense to me. Yeah. So if we came here to play the game of life and learning about certain things, satellites do not emanate light. Exactly. This is the thing. If we came to play a game here, you could play the game of the dark or the light, but you came to play a game of what side. But did we fall asleep when we came to play this game? They're saying that there was a time that was going to come where the light ships, light ships, were coming in, and they were coming in at a certain time around Earth to see the ascension of humanity, consciousness, rise, ascend, shift, whatever the word is, because higher Cheryl, whatever the word is, because they're all the same. Ascend in consciousness from a level 3, 3D, very flat and 33 in the house, to ascend to 5D way of thinking. There's a lot in, I've said this before, fourth, then we go to the fifth, which is love, which is so hard to explain this sometimes, I don't know. So if there was a time, which I believe it's in the Hopi prophecies as well, that other beings, whether they're us, ourselves from the future, from different lands, from planets, whatever, doesn't really matter to me, they wanted to come and see this happen to humanity, because it's never happened before, because, hi Effie, it's never happened before because we've all been kept in them cycles of the Lumafati, the Lumadonkey, those families, those entities, those energies that have always kept us down in fear, which they feed off us because everything is energy. When people start realising about energies and how energies are harnessed, transmitted, transmuted, fed upon, that side, the dark, feed on fear. That's why there's always a lot of fear put out on the mainstream media. And if you have not seen the great documentary that everybody's been watching and millions are on it, called Out of the Shadows, just for the people who don't understand how mainstream media work, you really, really need to go and watch it. You know, it's a really soft way to awaken, because there's a lot of stuff that could have been put in that documentary, but it's just the masses that are waking up now. It's for them to realise what you're actually looking at and what to look out for when you're watching mainstream media. We need to feed on love. Yes, we do. So they know when we all realise and wake up that you can go through all the rabbit holes you want, you can look at everything, you can go on about everything. But at the end of the day, when you come past all that, you only do come to love. It's an energy. Oh, I hate using words. That dark energy can't feed off that love vibe because it's light. They can't feed off that light. And it's just like Magenta Pixie or someone saying to Dave said this before, the yin and the yang the dark has a bit of light in it and the light has a bit of dark in it. It's just about being in balance. So they have the parts to play. And not to say it's good or bad, because there's a lot of people who would class themselves in the light but quite dark, vice versa. I'm just going off on a tangent now. I'm not really looking in chat. I don't even know what I'm waffling about now. There's just a lot of polarities going on right now with what people are seeing. But when you come out of all the rabbit holes, like I said the other day, and you stop looking at a lot of stuff and you start going within yourself, you start to realise, Dolly, have you seen the Schumann graph? Prime Disclosure was talking about the Schumann resonance before, and I know that's off whack and everything. But everything is because this time they knew, oh, it's all right, I fed on 6 foot. They knew this time would come. And that's why I believe the whole thing with the lights in the sky, people say, well, it's Project Bluebeam. Maybe they're getting ready for Project Bluebeam. And I'm like, also, maybe they talked about Project Bluebeam a while back because they knew this time was going to come in on the Mayan calendar or whatever you call it, whichever one works. So we'd look and go, oh, it's just Project Bluebeam, or hence NASA, whoever, or mainstream media saying it's just satellites. Is it? Are the satellites? Or are they something else? Bluebeam is just a distraction technique. Yeah, I'm just wondering 5D if they've used that as a distraction. So if we did see something in the times that are coming, that everyone would just go, whoa, well, it's Project Bluebeam. And it's like, but is it? Yes, we know. Hi, Sun. We know they do great holograms because we've seen them. You know, we've seen them on YouTube, I think there was one in a school basketball court where a big whale came out the floor, you know. Yeah, I'm just wondering, My Sky's 5D, because the more I think about how the Illuminati work, or those families, those bloodline families, they've put stuff out in the past, like the Illuminati card game, all that stuff. So when you go back, you start fearing, going, oh my God, the prophecies was in the Illuminati card game. And if you look back, it's like, but that's how they work. They do things just like the viruses of bird flu, this, that, and the other, to crash the economy. They do things back in the day for a future reference timeline. So then because you're looking at stuff and then you start looking back in the past, you go, oh my God, it said it here. This is what's going to happen. When actually, yeah, it's going to happen if you go down in fear and you go on that timeline of that fear and start bowing down to it and going in the fear mode. Then we go on the New World Order timeline. But because we're not going on the New World Order timeline, because we were actually in it, she tried to cap the pyramid off with it, didn't she? The pinnacle of what they were bringing in with China and all that sort of stuff. And it wasn't Russia. Hillary, I'm talking about. Hillary Clinton. Didn't quite happen the way they wanted it to, did they? Because somebody came in called Trump. Just saying. And it's really not going their way. But I'm just going to play something because it's going to make more sense. But like I said, they put things out in the past. So it looks like to other people, oh my God, that's what they're bringing in. So the Project Bluebeam, and I'm thinking, what, that's so you wouldn't believe what you were seeing in the sky? And now people are seeing things in the sky. It's like, oh yeah, but the news said it was blah, blah, blah. Yes, we know military have got certain tech. We know that. Where's that tech from? Oh, good, my 5G. Good, because I'm a bit chirpy today. We're rising, baby, all the way to 5D. Yep. Hi, Sue. I've just seen real versions. I've seen laser beams that are like Project Bluebeam at Disney. It's quite impressive. Ghostbuster, very impressive. Yeah, that's what I mean. But we know they've got that. But does that mean if something did come in real that they're just going to say, oh, it's Project Bluebeam getting us ready? Do you know what I mean? There's loads going on. But I'm going to try and find what I was listening to, because Magenta Pixie has done a video with, she did a really good video, but she also did a video with Simon Parks, is it? Who I've seen before. But it's that whole point of what's happening. These things in the dark are meant to be seen. Even the dark side, you could say, are the ones that chose to come in to play that part, to wake humanity up, because they really need. We really needed waking up. If we want a new world and we want a new way, we have to see the dark to get into alignment with actually what we want. And it's not just with a spiritual thing. It's reconnecting to it, but the new world is, the new earth is the merge of the physical, like I said before, 3D, with the 5D, with the left brain, with the right brain, with the yin and the yang, with the right and the wrong, with the dark and the light. It's all merging together. It's the scientific with the spiritualist, with the spirits. I would say it's spiritual. They need to be together. They've tried to part it. Oh, the scientists don't understand that. You don't always have to. We might not know the ins and outs of everything, because actually we don't really know nothing. But we can feel stuff though. Definitely feel the energies going around right now. Let me just see if I can find it. Magnetic fields going on. Yeah, spiritualism, exactly. And the two need to merge, because they've been separated for a long time. People see people as woo-woo. And someone was saying today, you've still got to be in the physical, to go to your job or to do this to make things happen, which, yes, you do. But it's that whole side of, but you bring these energies in this from the spiritual realm, if you want to say that, from your higher self, to let things flow, to unlock things within you, to be creative and to bring these creative manifestations in to your physical realm. If anyone gets what I'm saying. Anyway, so let me just see. Yeah, so Connecting Consciousness, I think that's the channel with Matt. Is it whatever his name is? Matt, somebody Parks. And I have seen before in the UK. So I just wanted to listen to this. So,
thank you so much for asking me. Oh, it's a pleasure. Really pleased to.
Thing is, there's a lot of communities going on about different things. We all know something's going on, whether you're spiritual or not. We all know something's going on. Some people are like, oh, it's this, it's that, but really all the names mean the same things. I will give a massive shout out to Magenta Pixie, because she used to talk a little bit about Trump, a little bit about Q, but said, that's not the overall thing. The Great Awakening is more than people know. I have been saying that as well. It's not just about Q. That's just a stepping stone. It is massive. Simon Parks, thank you. She is now talking. She did a video the other day. It might have been 3 videos down from what she's already done, talking about Q and talking about Trump. And they are for the good, and they are part of the ascension, which is needed. It's really good, but you can go and check that out yourself. Whenever I hear Skynet, I think of internet. Yeah, well, you think of Skynet. Someone sent me something today, Skynet, saying they're trying to, they're trying to capture us, and I'll have to find it. Someone sent it me, and I'm thinking, yeah. And then you wonder why Trump's got Space Force. Just saying. It's quite funny. Oh, he did a video on frequencies. I'll have to check it out, because like I said, we are all energy, and all the stuff that's done to us is to either lower or higher your frequency. The dark side want to lower it because they feed off it. Dolly, my family ring me up. I'm always make them laugh and send positivity. I think it calms them. Yeah, you'll do it in your own way. And there's a lot of people doing this stuff. They don't even know they're doing it. They're just holding the light. Star seeds, whatever people say. It's just people dotted around the world who have woken up, and they put them little seeds of information with people, and they've got to be dotted about. That's why they say star seeds, dotted about in all sorts of countries everywhere. So there's always a few people that can help others when they come to the whole path of the awakening. But let's just see what gets said.
To have the chance to talk to you. So would you like to tell us about what's really brought you to us today? Is this 3-point development plan, if I can call it that. So
Don't tell me he has. I've noticed David Icke's changed his view on Trump, has he? Because that's the only thing I said about him I wasn't sure about, is he's on the Q map and he's under Alex Jones. We all know Alex Jones is a traitor. And David Icke was never mentioned. And he never mentions Trump. So I used to think he knows all about this energy. Why is he not? But if he has started to, then good, because there's a lot of people who are talking about it now. Even Prime Disclosure said the other day, where we go one, we go all. Magenta's Pixie saying, what a good word, where we go one, we go all, because it is where we go one, we go all. So, yeah.
Could you just explain to the audience a bit about that, please?
Okay. Well, I've got a video...
Oh, thank you, King. He always says that. The real Queen of England, yeah, I ain't no lizard.
about this on my channel, so I won't go into too much about how this came to me, but I've been speaking to these higher beings, whatever you want to call them, since 1993, and that's progressed. So I'm in communication with them now. And all the information that I have comes from that structure and all that it entails.
It's like people might go, oh, I'm not into all that, but people need to listen to certain things.
But it was about a week ago, I think it was Easter Sunday morning, and I've been astral projecting, going through out-of-body experiences since I was young and predominantly more in my early 20s and throughout.
And this is the thing with these sort of conversations. Some people are like, oh, you know, I'm not sure, but it's through experience, and the more you tune in and you start having them experiences, then you understand what people are talking about. Hi, Deanie. Trump investigating a few things now on made the virus. Yeah, well, they know all about that. They know all about that. It's just being played out to the people, the sleeping who watch MSM. But yeah.
My life since. This was a very profound and different out-of-body experience, not like one I had had before. So in this out-of-body experience, I'm taken to, or I go to, the galactic core, and I am in the asteroid belt, somewhere in the Milky Way, and I'm picking, and I woke up and started to speak to these beings I talked.
Obviously this is a massive... She's just going through what she woken up to, but...
Massive movement, and there's so much involved. But what we're doing is we are coming together, all of humanity in their different ways, to...
Hey, Doom Show, last train out. I hope you're all right today. Oof, they're going on about these satellites. I'm like,
create something that is actually already written. That which is already written is... They're telling me a mathematical inevitability. So instead of looking at timelines where you have all these multiple possibilities, you're actually looking at an inevitability. It's a convergence of timelines. No matter which way around you go, this eventuality will occur. The nine say all roads lead to Rome. So this inevitability is the Great Awakening, the ascension process. However, ascension isn't just all about sitting, meditating, and talking about rainbows. It's really tough. And as everyone knows right now, what we're going...
Well, some of them say that, Doom Show, but I don't believe it's that. I believe it's an awakening. Something wanted to come in. Something didn't want that to happen, but it's an ascension of something coming in because they want to see the ascension happen. It's never happened before. Depends, I guess, what you want to look at it like. Hi, Martin. I see it. Sorrows of the virus made. Yeah, well, a lot of us know that. You know, Q knows that. I haven't seen a lot of these people lately, but yeah, the whole thing with the alien attack is like, I'm like, Illuminati. I'm like, Project Bluebeam. I'm like, New World Order. What if it's something completely different and they wanted you to think that? I personally think it's from an ascension. They wanted to come in for an ascension. Many females don't trust Parks, dark stuff there, beware when... Yeah, the thing is with Sam Parks, it's not him that's speaking, it's Magenta Pixie on his channel. I've watched a few of his things. I don't resonate with everything. I resonate with some of it, but this was quite good, and this is where a lot of people are connecting from different spiritual communities, so I'll just play it a bit.
Through is a huge challenge. So how do we move through this process and create that which is inevitable.
Well, funny enough, that My Skies 5D was saying about the clouds. I saw some long sausage-shaped weird clouds that was in a Shane on Unbiased on the Fence when I did my quantum healing, holistic healing hypnotist thing. So Under the Sea. And then I saw some of them the other day and I was laughing with someone and I was like, oh, they might be cloaked them like light ships. They look like the shape of those which have been pictured, long sausage-shaped silver spaceship things. So I'm just saying, probably everyone's like, what is she talking about? Which I saw in one of them, which looked like some of the clouds, and they were looking pretty funny the other day. And I was saying to someone, see them clouds? Don't you feel them clouds are weird? Can you not see the ripples of energy going through them? And he was like, yeah, that's just I don't know, the whatever ripples through the sky. I'm like, yeah, but it looks like energy waves. It looks like energy waves because that's the seas above. It's like the waters above. It looks like ripples of energy. They were just really weird. I thought they were weird.
When something is inevitable, it doesn't mean we sit back and just let it happen. We are participatory within that inevitability. So there are things that we must do. And so these beautiful intelligences within this Milky Way structure gave to me this download. And it's a 3-step process. Each step is predominantly a lifetime of study in and of itself. But right now we're right at almost at the core of this inevitability. So we don't have time to study. We have to work through this as quickly as we can. Luckily, we have teachers that have been studying this for 30, 40 odd years and longer. So all we need to do is go and watch their information, which they've been learning for years, and we can then take their information in a 1 or 2 or 3 hour video.
Yeah, a lot of people are going on about the Maria, the satellite and the lights and a lot, but the news have reported, it's satellites, it's Elon Musk and sending loads out there. I personally do not think that's what it is. I personally think it's something else to do with other things, but they're not going to report the truth on it anyway. They would say it's satellites. I just keep saying, keep your eyes to the sky, people. Who really knows?
So this 3-step process, step 1 is to learn about the dark plan.
Yeah, so-called satellites.
The dark
exactly.
plan is a plan that's being put into place right now. Yeah, it's dark because if you don't know any of this, you would research the cabal, the Illuminati, the deep state, the 13 families, the dark controllers, the dark alliance.
Which what a lot of us have researched. Some people haven't researched this. Some people on Cuban haven't even researched this, but you research all this. Is why I love what Magenta Pixie's been saying this week.
They have the globalists, the elite. They are called by many names. What is their plan? Who are they, first of all? Who are these people? What is their plan? Why have they got a plan? What is that plan? What are they trying to do? Why are they doing it? Until we have an obvious...
What time?
We're not going to have a full understanding of that in all its intricacies, but we can get to a point where we are aware of that. It's out there, it's everywhere. And obviously now that we are in a situation...
I swear to God, I've always said, if it ever comes out, Melania is because she's very beautiful, but she just looks like what I believe, I've said this before, a Palladian woman would look like. I've always said it, might sound batshit crazy, but I also think with the orbs, energy, Venus, whether it's Venus or not, I just think blue, a lot of the energy's been blue. Then we think of like the avians, that energy of like, there's so many things going on at the minute.
Of virus and lockdown, the plan is evident. So we need to know what that plan is. That's step 1. However long that may take you. You do not have to do this linearly. You do not have to do step 1 for 4 weeks or whatever, then step 2, then step 3. All of this can be done at the same time, in the same day, depending on how you want to do this. So that's step one. What's the plan? Who are these people? What is this structure? What are they doing? We need to have some awareness there. Then we move to step two, and all of this is about consciousness. It's about lending our consciousness, which is so powerful when we come together. The nine say,
Yeah, it was good, wasn't it? It is to do with consciousness. It's a war on mind consciousness. It is a war on our minds. This is why you've got to be very careful with what you're watching and what you're feeding into. You can look at stuff, but if you're staying and staying in that's going on. Yeah, well, John's snuff, that's what that side wanted, but shame it's crumbling.
when you come together, united, within that collective power, you can move mountains, you can change and create worlds.
I've listened to Above and Beyond music from Q and it's brilliant. I was as an angel on it and stuff, but yeah.
That's what we're doing.
Or do you mean the one with the big circle on it where it's for to calm people down? It's a meditative yoga one, and it's nice.
So step two is a declaration of sovereignty.
Palladium.
One needs to understand all three steps to be able to understand why we're doing each step, because this is an infinite structure in itself. This is presented as 3 steps to ascension. However, there are multiple steps to ascension. This is a condensed version, a beginner's pathway that is an infinite structure in and of itself, to then give you the seeds to be able to continue in that journey. Step 2 is a declaration of sovereignty. It is where you make a statement that you do not accept.
You do not consent, and she says, like Laura Eisenhower did the other day, which she did. I talked about it because I did it. I said it out loud as well. You have to see the dark. To not consent, you need to know what you're not consenting to. It's like, and you're forgiving them as well, because they are part of us. You're forgiving them, but we're not taking that shit no more, because we weren't exactly told about it properly. So no, we don't consent to that anymore.
You do not consent and you do not give permission. It's very important, because when you study the dark plan,
if you think about it, that's when you think about vampiric, they are vampiric. A vampire, I know it sounds a bit mad, would normally ask to be invited in, would be normally ask for permission. Yeah, they're asking for permission to take energy off you, because you're consenting, because they are vampirics, all about ciphering energy. Sounds batshit crazy.
They need to be authorized to do what they do, and they present what they are doing. They wait for our reaction, which is often not a lot, so they take that as permission. We are making a declaration of sovereignty on a grand scale that we do not give permission.
Yeah, I am on the wavelength of does anyone else feel like we've manifested this shutdown ourselves? Yeah, because we've wanted this for a long time, and I don't even mean me, I mean the world and people back in the hippie days. It's gone on, and the energy's ramping. Their energy's been ramping, but it ain't as rampant as ours. It ain't as strong as ours, because we're all waking up. They cannot play this game no more when the world's awake. And I don't even think all the world has to be awake. It's just an amount. I don't know what amount it is, I would say, but you can see, when you start using real eyes, you can see the real lies. They can't play that game anymore. They can't hide with the symbols. And by the way, we're taking them symbols back, because they were our symbols. They just got reverted. They can't, if you know how they're playing the game, you know how the game's played. They can't play the game, and that's exactly what's happening. And they know this. They didn't want us to wake up. They're trying so hard, mainstream media trying so hard to push. Oh, it's this. But they're in a catch-22 situation, or whatever the thing is. That's what Magenta said the other day. Eamon Holmes was saying something on TV the other day. Loads of things are happening where if they do this, people will wake up. If they don't do it, people will wake up. People are waking up. Whatever you believe in, people are waking up.
I cited Laura Eisenhower in the video that I did because she recently uploaded a visit.
And it's funny that all the people I came across a few years ago when I woke up to all this was Laura Eisenhower, Magenta Pixie, even though I didn't get her at the time, how she was talking about certain things that she sees, but I do now. Prime disclosure, Mark Jinx, loads of people, and they all talk about QNAT, and they all talk about the Ascension, and it all makes total sense to me now. A lot of things didn't a few years ago, especially with a lot of the spiritual stuff. I was like, people are, what's all this about? I don't really get it. What's this light language about? People doing the whole light language thing. By the way, light language isn't just wording things, it's drawings, it's dance, it's so many things. Light language is so many things. But it just makes total sense to me now. Did you see 50 Cent, the rapper, is for President Trump now? It's on his Twitter. There's a lot of people turning because they know what's going on. They know they'll be able to free to say what they want to say now because that side is fell. They're just sweeping them out. And there'll be a lot of people from that side who have done things but will want to speak out. A lot of that's going about. I've not been watching. I just know it's happening. I know it's happening. I haven't been watching it though. Yeah, it's all bullcrap. The more they push their agenda, the more they sink into the quicksand. Exactly. And this is why Trump is doing what he's doing with Q, is to show what mainstream media are. And a lot of people say, well, why has he got certain doctors on the stage? If he knows, why hasn't he said this? Why hasn't he said it? It's not how the law of one works, and they're doing it within the law. All those laws that those made up are being caught in their own law. They're doing it within the law. They're not doing it outside the law, which is what they normally do on the other side. It's all got to be done in a certain way, within the law. And there's that much of it, so they're catching the right people. And also one of the biggest things is showing mainstream media worldwide for what they are. Think of the film And They Live. Well, it's a bit like that. Who did he take down at the end of that film? And that's what it is. And long live Fosca, exactly. And that's how I see it, and that's how I can take a step back and be the eagle and look down and think, well, I can see both polarities going on right now because that is what's happening. Oh, bless her. Well, it's not nice, and a lot of people are, and stuff's going on.
Video called Message to the Dark Controllers. You can go and watch that video by her. Basically, that is a declaration of sovereignty. And within that, she actually was doing step 2 and 3.
Yeah, exactly. My Sky's 5D. There are many different catalysts to awakening. You don't have to resonate with each one. Hold no judgment and trust the destination is the same. Yeah, I think that as well. And that's why when I used to be like, cue this, cue that. And now it's like, you can come through many different ways of knowing what stuff is. But we're all going to the same destination. And the destination is, a higher form of consciousness is love. And it sounds stupid to people, but if you were in a higher consciousness of love and realising everyone was you and you were them, and that energy, and you held that energy, we're all working through it still, we will still be for a bit, is there wouldn't be corruptness and stuff like that if you were treating other people as if they were you, which they are, and you are them and they are you. Sounds a bit bonkers, but to me it's only source. We're all from source and we're all playing out. There's different aspects of source
in that video. And my out-of-body experience was like the next day after I'd watched her video was when I was given the 3-step plan. So it's a declaration of sovereignty. It is a denial of permission, but it is not made through anger, which is very hard when you're in step 1 and you're finding out all this stuff. One has to...
See, and she's brilliant because she says step 1. Now, we all went through step 1. There's people that went through step 1 years ago. That was people that were trying to tell me 3 years ago, you're going to go through all this, which I know, but you can't tell people that. They've got to go through it, to feel it, to see it. You're not going to believe it if you don't go through it yourself. And there's many other things to come as well. But step 1 is you can go into anger. I went into anger when I first found out. all that. But you can't come to the other without dissolving that and then moving to step 2 and then getting to step 3.
Come to a place of integrity, of true balanced justice, the Indigo Warrior Code. And one says, no, I do not give you permission. I am a sovereign being.
She's going on about indigos as well, and I thought, yeah, I think I'm an indigo because I'm one who wants to look at stuff and then say something, where there's like crystal people, some people in chat might not get it, where they're more like, just go and meditate, don't want to look at the dark side, don't want to look at it because they're not supposed to look at that. But now she's saying that they need to be aware of it, where I'm a bit like looked at that but can detach from it but do need to talk about it.
I have power over my own mind, my own body, and my own reality, and I do not give you permission for the hijacking.
Hi, Thoughts and Perception. Thank you for coming in because everyone's just linked up. You, Fifth World, Rosie Jenner, loads of people I were on ages ago. It's still all the same plan, but it's beautiful.
And the harm that you wish to cause me as a sovereign living human being and as a sovereign soul. So you make that declaration. A lot of people getting...
Effie, I don't even know what I'm talking about half the time, but I know a lot of people get what I'm saying. It's very hard to express me, myself, with words. That's why I do a lot of it in pictures, because that's how I express. I think we always were Thoughts and Perception. It's just a different expression of you have to go through it. You have to go through it, but yeah. Hi, Lift and Lid, been listening for a while. Good to, I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm sort of, you know, I just say it how I say it, and it's just like, yeah, definitely.
Confused there because they're thinking if you say no to the universe when you're working with the law of attraction, that is negative reinforcement. So therefore, you are calling to yourself more of the same. If you say no, I do not want this, you're creating it because you're in resistance to it. All of that is true, but not when it's taken in integrity and sovereignty, without anger, fear, and the desire for retribution and revenge.
And it's just funny because even Magenta Pixie, like I said, she didn't used to talk about Q and that, but she knows it's part of the good that's coming in to help wake people up, to help them ascend, which is what I've said before, is I used to be really into it. I still am, but I can move from it because I know it's just part of a greater plan that sounds bonkers. And we're not saying everything's beautiful in the world. It hasn't been, but the dark and the light had to play its side. I think we came in here to take sides, and it's whatever you chose to do, but we forgot. The dark still has the dark side to play, whether they forgot as well, and it went a bit too over the light because it needs to be in balance. But they're playing a good part as well, even though you might think, what do you mean it's playing a good part? It's not nice. No, but it's waking people up. And when people see that, they just want to go to love. It's to make you see what you don't want. And that's true in life anyway, because everything's about cycles and it's natural. And you look at yourself in the past where you might say you were darker when you're looking at your shadow self, because we've all done daft things when we were younger. We might have done things we're not proud of. I don't mean to the extent of what they've done, but you know what I'm saying. But you can change and you can move from that. And hopefully as you get older, that's what you do. You learn from the things that you've done. And you learn that when you come to more lighter things, you think, I don't want to be a part of that anymore. I don't want to be that. I want to be this because this makes me happy. This is a true, authentic happiness. I'm not just doing something because I'm trying to look good to somebody else, or I'm trying to fit in with the in crowd and all that. You know, yeah, if you live in polarities, yeah, which I'll talk about that in a minute.
And not when it's taken in conjunction with step 3.
Oh yeah, sorry. So if you see the dark, it's going to make you go, well, we don't want to be part of that. We want to be love. We want to be in that. And that's where we want to be all the time. But you have to see that to be in that. But when we move from that and we only go to love, there ain't really any polarities with that, is it? But I can look contradicting and things sometimes, because this is just trying to tell the people that are coming over, you know what I mean.
When you do step 3 and step 2 together, this is not a negative reinforcement, and you are working with the law of attraction, because what you are presenting to the universe is empowerment and love, and that is merged together and you get more of the same. So the law of attraction energetic you are getting back to you is that of integrity, justice, and truth and love, because that's what you're putting out. Step 3 is very difficult for most people. People in step 1 will think that step 3 is insane and listen to me suggest it and think that woman is crazy. I can't do that. If you are within step 2, you will be working towards step 3. If you're spiritually aware, you'll be okay with step 3. And step 3 is we send love, genuine love, to that structure, to that service to self structure, through gratitude and forgiveness. Now, I am not saying that we have to conjure up these deep state players that have caused untold crimes against humanity and sit those deep state players in front of us in our meditation and say, I love you. Of course, we are not going to do that. That in itself is giving permission.
Yeah, I said that the other day. Thoughts and perception, integrate the light and the dark, come into neutrality. That's what I said, is bringing them both in, because we hold the shadow self within us as well. So we're not pushing it away because it's part of us. So we come in to center point, node, whatever you want to call it, integrating both of them. But that's a balance, not getting rid of the dark, because that's like yin and yang thing, isn't it?
Because they could then say, oh, you love me, you love what I'm doing, I shall do more of it. This is part of an empowerment strategy. One takes the entire service self structure as an energetic system which encompasses all the deep state players, all the dark cabal, and all the entities that are working with them. And through gratitude, thank you for being a catalyst for my awakening and humanity's awakening. I am in gratitude for that. I forgive you for all the things that you had to do, because I understand why you had to do it, for you standing as a catalyst.
Yeah, I feel exactly the same. I feel like this lockdown has saved my sanity simply because I felt so isolated, like I was in a weird film. Thank you for living. Yeah.
And I genuinely love you. Why do I love you? I love you because you are me. We are all one soul. So you need to understand unity consciousness. You need to understand that we are all one before you can make step 3 as a claim. So step 1, who are these people? Who are the cabal? Learn all of those things and integrate the emotions that will...
See, integrate the emotions. This is what I said ages ago. Learn. Everyone went through that researching thing. Learn who they are, blah, 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 blah. But integrate it. You can move on. This is why I've said Q is more than... You know, some people get lost in that. It's just a tool to help you do that. But there's more beyond that, because it is a spiritual awakening. It's our awakening. We are the people that are doing this. They're not a saviour. That's not a saviour. We are doing this when we go within.
Come up, which is fear, terror, horror, grief, anger, the need for retribution, the need for revenge, all normal. It's okay to feel those things, but one needs to integrate them and come to a place of balance. Why? Because...
Yeah, there is stages. That's what she's talking about, the stages of the awakening, because I went through all that at the beginning of 3 years ago, the madness, the oh my God, blah, 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 blah. They wanted to smack everyone around the head with a red pill. And then now it's like, they'll all awaken in the divine time, concentrate on you sort of thing, you know. But I believe it's a beautiful thing. I look at it like a beautiful thing now. Some people won't, but it is amazing. I'm loving it. And people will say, well, I'm loving it.
We cannot reach that inevitability. We cannot create that inevitability and bring down this structure and move into freedom without doing these things on a grand scale. When we do these things on a grand scale and we reach critical mass, we then move into the core of this inevitability, and one then sees this dark structure as a ripple just begin to fall. They will crumble and fall, and every structure built on corruption, greed, fear, darkness, and the need to control others will crumble and fall, and every structure built from the heart, from genuine love and integrity and the
Yeah, I believe that as well, Maria, that we're here to help the other people when they wake up, like the other people there to help us to wake up. It's all just a massive, big, massive awakening. And that's why I said I keep making the old meditation cushions that I've been making, because that's needed for your mind state. Yeah, the dark forces, yeah. And that's what I was saying before, thoughts and perception about that. Well, the other day, we are the dark as well. So as hard as I did my no consent. We've got to forgive them. We love them. We forgive them. Sounds mad, but I'm not consenting to what they've been doing. Like, you don't want that to carry on because it can't, but they are us because we have a shadow self. So it's all us. And if you think about it in a weird way, if we fell asleep and we've not been aware of certain stuff that's been going on, that's been able to carry on and manifest more because it was hidden. I don't know if that makes sense, but it makes sense to me. So it's been able to get stronger with what was going on there. But then when we see and we go to this is not what we really wanted to manifest, really, because we didn't really know about it, because it's been lied about and it's been manipulated and it's been seen as something else. We didn't really know the truth, and the truth will set you free no matter how bad you think it is. Yeah, we are one, exactly.
wanting to heal and help the world, those structures will not only sustain, they will thrive, and they will move into abundance. That is why we move within the 3-step plan.
When she said this, I don't know, indigos, I said, I think I'm an indigo, because this is why I used to shout out about stuff like many people do, because felt the pain of everybody. But I can look at the dark now and feel the pain of them, of certain things. Like I said, when you know about certain families doing certain things that isn't nice, not saying they all wanted to do it, they were just in that family that thought it was normal. And if you were brought up in a family where everyone was doing the same thing and you thought it was normal, they wouldn't see it as bad. So if anyone gets what I'm saying. Yeah, I've been saying that as well. If someone triggers an emotion in you, that's why I said some triggers are good, because it triggers an emotion, but it can also trigger the person that triggered you, for them as well. It's about scanning your body and your chakras, your energy fields, and seeing, is there something still there that you need to release, because a lot of it is to do with releasing from the past and releasing those energies. And always keep doing that, because we're working on it, to align yourself, because we're aligning within ourselves. We're aligning with the celestial bodies. We're aligning everywhere in this alignment, the great conjunction, let's say, like the dark crystal. Because that film just says everything to me in that film.
Thank you. That's excellent. The video or YouTube clip that
Yeah, that's the only thing, time to wake up, is you will feel like that, but I'd just say, if you've planted a few seeds, that's what you're meant to do. And they'll come to it when they begin to wake up, because you do get tired of that. But when you realise, yeah, multi-dimensional beings, that's why I said it's multi-layered. Even the Q thing, people think it's one thing. It's very multi-dimensional. It's layered. It's so layered. You're unpeeling one thing and you're like, wow, and then you're unpeeling another. Just goes on and on and on, and constantly learning. I think it's beautiful. I think it's absolutely beautiful. I find it very exciting.
From Laura Eisenhower, we will actually be putting that on as well. So there'll be your one and her one, so that people can reference that. Thank you for that. Now, Becky, you've been sort of sitting there very, very...
Because that's that thing about judging again, isn't it? I'm not going to stay on long, because you can go and check that out. But that's the whole thing with, we judge, done it. We judge that side as well, like, oh, they're all evil because look what they've done. But when you actually think about it, of how they've had to live their life, some of them not wanting to do certain things, it's not good on their side either. Yeah, living the life they live, and most of them were forced to. Yeah, most of them are groomed. Most of them are forced high revel. So we've been quick to judge. We've been quick to judge, but it actually is sad. So really, there's been a lot of sadness going on both sides. So really, this new way that I think's coming in, going to love, is also going to help the dark. So it's not just us awakening, and awakening to ourselves is the bigger thing, and that we're all connected and connected to the source. But it's also an awakening for them, because maybe if you think about it on a different level, if they thought that that was right, and they're realizing, because maybe they brought up in a world where they think the right, that they rule us, that they do this, and they've realized it's not. Oh my God, what have we been doing? Like, they're also looking at themselves. Yeah, abuse all around. Exactly, because they have been abused as well. So when you start looking at things like that, it's like, right, I'm just going to start looking like a bird from up above, and I'm looking at the polarities. I'm trying to not get involved in them, but I'm looking, and I'm like, this is what's going on. Hang on. Trying to Yeah, Binny did make me a song, and if he sees this after, I did write on his channel. Thank you very much. It was beautiful, because I'm really rubbish at forgetting to go and watch things. But yeah, it was beautiful. Yeah, soul contracts. I do believe in all that. I do believe we come in when we're born. The soul comes in, the energy, the spirit, whatever you want to say it is. It's all the same thing to me. We come in, and we come in with a contract that we're going to do a certain thing at a certain time. We don't know this, because who wants to know everything to play a game? Or you're not going to learn from certain things. And yes, you'll get distracted on the way. But isn't that a part of the beautiful thing with what's going on now? Like, you just have this knowing and this feeling. It's really weird. Like, I didn't really know why I was getting on YouTube a few years back, and something I wanted to put out to help people feel better about themselves. I've been watching Abraham Hicks today. Stop being telepathic. Yeah, I love Abraham Hicks, and I was just mentioning to somebody about that, and I was just watching a few that came up today. And it's funny, because I do think things come up on YouTube, not because it's the algorithms or you've been watching something. I do believe they come up because they're meant to. And when you have a look, and I was like, yes, Abraham Hicks. We're on about the law of one, the law of all this stuff is just making so much sense now. And even from where I'm at, yes, thoughts and perception. I've just took a picture of it, so I'll have to remember. Fields of dimensions manifesting positive frequencies and transforming the negative frequencies. Yeah, and I do believe this is a manifesting planet, and we've been able to do it, but not to the full extent, because of the other things that have been trying to keep us down. The festival we are creating is called The Knowing. Yeah, well, I said the other day, thoughts and perception, about watch the film The Knowing. And I was just saying to someone before about, it's funny how you just say, we just know. And people go, what do you mean you just know? Like, we want the facts and the proof. And it's like, it's just a knowing. Can't even explain it. It just is a knowing. I said, and one of the biggest things I was just saying to JP today is, when you go out in nature, or you're looking at the stars and something like that, and you go within, it's just like, the energies at the minute are so strong, but it's a good feeling. And the orbs that are coming in, the light, and yeah, I don't know if you've seen them videos, thoughts as well, a lot of light emanating out of me, obviously around me as well, because I do believe that's other things coming in, and also me, because we are light beings, we are little solar beings. I know that knowing telepathic isn't, I don't know what we call it, is coming back. All those things are coming back when we start tuning in and realising we can do this, and you start practising. And this is what I think is going to be going on for the next few years. Yeah, there's all this stuff going on, but then there's all the disclosure in different energies and things, and the powers that we sort of forgot are coming back in, because I've definitely been doing that thing with telepathy, and it's quite funny. Thoughts create sound, sound creates, yeah, feeling deep. No, yeah, people have said, oh, that the orbs are this, the dust, oh, it's the devil. It's that. I said, it's not. It's that energy being drawn into it, and when I do certain things and you can see it coming out, that's like, if you visualize pumping that light out, that love to everybody, if I can actually see it. We know about the twinkly skin, crystalline DNA. All that stuff makes total sense to me. Some people watching will be like, what the hell? Even people waking up and they're just coming into the Q stuff. It's like, yeah, but you'll move past that and you'll come into this and you'll start understanding some videos you might have watched where you thought people were whack, but then it starts making sense. Yeah, they are mental, but I've noticed they've been a lot stronger now. And the picture that I drew before I started seeing the orbs was a girl with orbs around her, which was, can't really say odd because nothing's really odd these days, is it? It's just bonkers. Yeah, well, I've done quite a few. I've done loads of videos with it, loads. Yeah, I only do it when I feel like strong because you get the tingling on your head. Like I said, if people get that, you get the tingling. And when I feel energy now, I get a tingling, like crown chakra here. It's like a tingle. I get tingly fingers. When I know the energies are strong. So I'm just amazed. I'm just amazed by it all. I'm just like, there's a lot of people fearing out there, and I'm just like in amazement with stuff at the minute because I always wanted something like this to happen when as a kid. You're just like, why can't something magical happen? And like, could be here doing something for humanity. I know it sounds bonkers, like superhero. We're all like superheroes, but I did used to think that when I was younger. All the films I used to watch, oh, wouldn't it be amazing if something absolutely batshit crazy happened? Which I still think is coming with the solar flash and all that. Some people think that's bad. I don't personally think it is. I think it's a thing that's going to make people realise a few things that are coming online with our powers, and I can't even explain it. I mean, it's amazing. It's really important for you. You have a gift that's... Yeah, I do. I know that sounds bonkers, and thoughts and perception, that's exactly what I think. And I know people think, oh, she thinks she's got a gift. It's like, no, we all have. So I'm not just saying it's me, but I know that that's something to do with me that I'm supposed to be doing something with it, which I don't know what it is. It could be a healing thing. It could be when I'm doing my artwork, like I'm doing my meditation, that's something that I'm obviously that energy is going into them things because I love creating, but it could be also something else as well that I've got to learn to harness it and give it out. So let's shine together. Yes, and I think we are all shining together and all linking up again with, yeah, I definitely think the world's magical. Definitely think the world's magical. It's alchemy. We're having a transformation within ourselves. It's all alchemy, which they knew back in the day. Alchemy. They'll say magic, but it is. And the more you tap into it, the more we start to realise. It's just a beautiful. I'm not saying there isn't shit things going on, but what lies behind that all, or when you realise how that came in and how we can change it, is a beautiful thing. And it all starts with you. It all starts with you coming away from fear, taking a higher stance, as in not over anyone, just looking down at like, what is going on here? Do I need to be involved in that anymore? Yes, I'm trying to stop getting triggered by that, but sometimes triggering is good because it makes you go into yourself. And if you can write it down and think, why am I so triggered by that? Oh my God, is that something to do with, I'm going to check my energy fields? Something's still resisting in me. Let's get rid of it. Do you hear me, Palladian Starbeam? Well, that's another funny thing because I have this thing about blue. If I think of anything, I always think of Palladian. I had a lot of blue orbs in, and I think JP was saying what they called the avians, but yeah, Thank you, totally, Hemp. I talk the way I see it, even if it sounds stupid to people, and if people don't get it or they laugh or think, what the hell? But I just say how I feel things are coming in. Once the Earth grid reboots and the ley lines come online, we will be able to communicate through them. Also travel. Yeah, I think that, and I know you and Rosie Jenner have done the thing with the ley lines, and I do believe that because I do believe, like Tesla said, You can travel the universe with your mind. You don't need rockets and stuff like that. And all that thing with communication with the ley lines, if you watch the film Valerian at the beginning, which looked like Atlantis, and the beings with the bald head that I drew before I even saw that film, they talked, but they did this a lot on the third eye. She was feeding the ley lines with like pearls, pearls of wisdom, I don't know, but that was to do with the ley lines and the water that went out in the dark crystal. They had the ley lines, you know, there was a lot of darkness in it because that's what was going on at the time. I think everyone's got it. It's just I've always spoke like this, and I'll just come on and say what I think, and I'm just not scared of looking stupid because I've always been a bit like that anyway. So I just think, oh, you know, I can laugh at myself as well. Sorry, I'm getting a dry mouth, but I just think I think on my channel as well, because I just talk about everything anyway, whatever. You know, people might think, oh, she doesn't know what she's talking about half the time. And it's like, it's just very hard to get it across. The ley lines and the earth grids. Because if you think about it, and I think the UK has a lot of mass strength with the ley lines. I think the way they cross, I believe. But yeah, if you think about the energies of Earth. But if you've seen Valerian, you'll see all that. And in Valerian, the film, you'll also see where the people are mass consuming on a planet where they've got visors on, where they're looking through like a thing that, or what they called that the kids have, the gaming thing, like virtual reality, meaning it's not real. None of that's real, but it's all in that film. I love that film. Astral Travel, never done it, but it sounds great. Well, like I said, that dream that I had a few years or so ago where it felt real and I was sort of half awake and half not awake, and I asked New Earth, and New Earth was a big shiny ball and of light, so it looked like a star, which I believe is birthing into a star. So we birth into stars because we're ascending, so you know, we're shiny and bright and we're talking the truth, and the truth is light and the truth is love. It was just pure bright white light, like the orbs that have been coming in, and they said, you're not going anywhere, you're going to heal there and you're going to help people heal. So that's what I saw. They need a golden bridge over which to retreat. Rainbow Bridge. So yeah, you should just talk whatever you want to talk about, because there's a lot of people coming onto this now, more than there was ages ago, even when we met each other, because there's just more and more people waking up to the whole whatever they've woken up to, and then they're getting through that, and then they're waking up to all this other stuff of we are more than they've made out. We are very powerful beings. There's many different ways we can travel in different senses and many different powers we all have, but may tune into a few more than others. So you may have one that's maybe stronger than another. No one's over anyone. No one's not got powers, or so, oh look, you've got this, because everyone's got something, or all of them, or we just tune into whatever we resonate with. But yeah. Yeah, we were all meant to be right here to have this experience. We were. It's like JP was saying before, we're all like soul fam, star fam. We all understand each other, even though sometimes I think, does anyone understand what you're saying? But we do, because it's a resonation of not necessarily what I'm saying. We all know something big's coming in. It is not the end of the world. Yeah, the end of the world as we know it, because the one we've been in's pretty not been brilliant, as in how we're supposed to be really living. I just say bring it on. Yeah, you're still going to see a lot of crap out there in the 3D, but that's just because we're purging everything out of us. Sanding Stones Church government debates, and they're all built on the earth. Yeah. That's why you get a lot of churches, I would say, maybe because of the spires that harness the energies from above as well, as above so below. So you've got the ley lines in earth, and then you've got the alignment of the stars as well, you know, and they out the ether, and that's like Nikola Tesla yet again, you know, grounded in earth, and then you've got up there, yeah, there is an overlay, yeah, the General Gyro has been preserved, yeah, Remember, you have to think of the planet and yourself as multidimensional. Yeah, and the you know, where we live is a being. It's a celestial being, and the stars above and all that are beings. They're alive. They're sending energy out and sound that we can't hear. But it's all energy. Yes, JP. I'm re-energized again. Thank you, Dolly. That must be it then. I'm pumping some energy out to regenerate you. I swear to God, I just feel like I'm mumbling, but I don't even know what the title of the show is. Oh yeah, what's the title of the show? What's the title of the show? Don't even know what I've wrote. An alternative life? Because it's alternative. Do you want to be what they're saying we are and what they're telling us our history is? Not that that really matters now because it's all about the now, but life story. Yeah, it's our alternative. I'm being alternative because I'm not going with that shit they're telling me. I'm making my own story. You are the creator of your own universe, your within you, your cells, your body, your torus field, your little universe that's going on. And the more they tap into that, the more you'll see it, and the more good things you'll bring in, the more higher vibrations you're on, the more higher vibrations you'll bring in of that frequency, which can be people, it can be physical things, it can be all sorts. But that's why you've got to try and not go into fear. And I keep saying, be careful who you watch, be careful who you're around of those energies. You can transmute energies and all that, but this is the story of you and the transformation within you and how we're transcending, transmuting, rising, all that sort of stuff. Alternative lifestyle. Yeah, it's alternative because we're not going with the shit that they're telling us. And this is why I come in here and talk about what I talk about, because it's my story of my life, of the emotions I'm going through. And if it sounds a bit batshit crazy and a bit contradicting at times, it's just like, I'm just trying to get it out and express it, because that's what we're all doing, is expressing ourselves. And yeah, every person has got the right to own their own destiny. Exactly, Don. And they've been trying to keep us down because they might like beautiful things and nature and stuff like that, but they don't want it for everybody. They don't want everyone tapping into it, because even though it's divinely ours, because they want it all for themselves, because they're greedy. Knowledge is power. Knowledge of one's self is ascension. Exactly. So there's a lot of people there, we say different words. It might sound like we're saying different words, but we're not really. It's all the same. We have to know the bad, but we have to integrate it. Exactly. And that's what me and Maria have been talking about, that. We have to see it, but that doesn't mean that you're in it constantly. It's just like you're aware, you know what's gone on, right? We'll integrate, right? So what we're going to do? What solutions are we going to have with all of this? Yeah, life is what we make of it. But it's better when you actually know some of the things that are going on, so you can make it even more fantastical. Anyway, I'm going to go because I don't know what I'm waffling on about. But basically, if you check out Magenta Pixie's couple of last shows, they were brilliant. She talks about the steps and why Trump and Q were needed. That, because that's not the be all and everything. That isn't a saviour. That isn't the be all and everything. That's just something. That's a step beyond. After all this shit that's going on, there's more, and it's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. Yeah, it is a complete paradox. Yeah, I'm in the UK. Yeah, they want you to be victims, powerless. When you act like a victim, you act powerless. That's what they want you. You don't have to be no victim. It's like, cut the cords. You're only a victim if you want to stay a victim. You're only a victim in a relationship. You're only a victim in whatever it was of your past. If you keep bringing it with you and you don't cut the ties, that's when you become powerless, because you're letting that rule your life. The past does not define who you are right now. So I'm going to go. But yeah, check out Magenta Pixie. Even if you've never seen her videos before, you might understand what she's saying. And she is trying to explain it in ways where people, go, oh, what do you mean by that? It's a metaphor or whatever. Exactly, Dolly. Yes, solutions, because if we look at that and we go, right then, what's the solution of those two things? What is needed right now? And it's a change and it is happening. But all I'm going to say is what I can see right now, and I've not been watching a lot, I lifting the lid, is lots of people waking up, there's lots of people that I've watched, SGT report falling off and lots of people fearing everywhere. But the main thing is take a higher look up like a bird and look down at these two polarities playing out and then come into the centre of it all. And just, I'm just observing. That's what we're meant to do, observe, but then go within yourself and feel what's going on. And then it starts making more sense. Yeah, 12 steps into Nirvana. Yeah. Do I know Adele? I know quite a few Adeles. Adele who? The singer? I don't know. Yeah, and thank you, Mary. Got Magenta Pixie's YouTube channel. So it's like, she's done a video with Simon Parks. She's done a couple of videos trying to explain certain things of the Ascension and how people are coming into the different steps of first waking up, then the step after that, and then the whole like, oh, this is what's going on. Mental, but wonderful at the same time. Yeah, I did like Ash that yeah, Dean, you will get a totally new information from the Galactic Historian. Yeah, well I am into the whole Galactic Federation sort of stuff going on there and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, it's just amazing. I'm trying to think about something came in the other day and I can't remember what it was, but anyway, is Galactic Historian a channel? There's all that thing of the ancient, I mean, on on the other 7th map of Q, where you've got Q down here, but there's all this, you've got the Great Awakening, the Solar Flash, you've got Sacred Geometry, the Rainbow Body, which a lot of us know about, orbs, everything going on with the Laura 1, the Blue Avians, lots of stuff on there, but yeah. No, I haven't seen the lights in the sky. I know what the mainstream have been reporting what it is, but I'm not there with all that. Well, it depends what you believe in. Time to wake up about flat Earth, because I'm not a flat earther anyway. I'm not really bothered what shape it is. I just know that we've been lied to, and even if it was a realm, you can still have planetary bodies. Can be in our star system. Doesn't really matter to me. Just depends what you believe in. At the end of the day, that doesn't mean nothing, and I'm not bothered either way with whatever shape it is. But even if you think it's that. Even if you think it's a realm, you can still have planets. I personally think. Yeah, the Earth is like a womb. So, yeah, Commander Ashtar, yeah. I think Ashtar, it's on here. The Galactic Federation, 6 density light beings, channeling, multi-dimensional beings, sphere being alliance. Now that makes me think, sphere being alliance. The spheres, the orbs that come in. Sphere being alliance, the guardians, the blue avians, the golden triangle head beings, blue orbs, which is what I get in. Blue spheres. Yeah, that's got Corey good on it. Teleportation, super federation, free will, law of non-interference, Egyptian Ra, blue spheres, buffering energies of great solar flashes. No way. Not even read that before, because the blue orbs were coming in, but they're like blue spheres of energies of great solar flashes, which I was saying to JP today, what if the solar flash is coming in little bits at little times for people? Not like a big boom, just a bit like, if anyone gets what I'm saying. Will provide aid to Earth after the great solar flash. Assisting us through our spiritual ascension. Telepathic and all-knowing. Just saying. Yeah, I heard that about the corona as in the sun and all that, and I saw blue in the sun, and that was really weird. And that's because they use whatever's projected from above, they twist it here and make it into something bad. Well, they try to. Yeah, we are the free energy. Yeah, I believe in that. I said, funny enough, when Q has said and Trump and that they wanted to free energy, Nikola Tesla, I have said on my channel, we are the energy. We are the free energy. We are going to be freed because everything is energy. So yes, there's Nikola Tesla energy, but we are the free energy and we are being freed because everything is energy. And yes, it is an amazing journey. It's so exciting. I think a few years ago it was a bit like, now it's like, oh my God, it can't even speak. Can't even speak. Law of non-interference is the same as Star Trek's prime. Yeah. That is where Rodney got the idea from. Yeah, because people say about films, it's like, well, we know where they got films out, the ether and all the consciousness that's about that things that are happening. That's why people get these creative abilities in about things that are happening. Yeah, I think everyone will unite, but it's still that thing in a lot of people still in polarity, and they'll all work through it, and we are doing. It's just because people express it different sometimes in different words. It sounds like it's something different, but it's not. Oh yeah, I mean, time to wake up, I believe it's some sort of realm, but I'm not too into that where it bothers me that much, I just think there's loads more going on that's beautiful and whatever and so on and so forth. So anyway, I'm gonna go. I'll be on again at some point this week. Thank you everyone for coming in, and thank you to the lovely thoughts and perception as well. And yeah, man, it's just mega, innit? There's stargates that lead to other galaxies. Yeah. And I think through our heart is a stargate as well, because like Tesla said, you don't have to go get a rocket and do this to go to other places. You go through, it's in your mind, you go and meditate and you can do that. Yeah, exactly. We can't agree on everything, but the end goal is the same. Exactly. And that's what everyone will know anyway and be like, oh yeah, blah, 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 blah. So yeah, have a great night and I will see you soon. Bye.